We're going to change the shift fork. This is for the shift on the fly, forward and reverse. Maybe reverse shift fork. It broke off on mine. This is 80s, somewhere in the 80s. Belarus 420AN, four-wheel drive. This is it right there. Anyways, this broke, so I just have neutral only. I realized you can change it from the top, I believe. If you take the cover off the side, all the detent slides, shafts will shift, rails will slide out. You just got to slide the one out, change the fork, and put it back together. More videos to come. So this is, you take the shifter off, and you have all your springs there. Underneath them springs are a ball. You want to pull all them out with magnets, mainly just the front one. We're only changing the front one. And that plastic square thing, that's where you fill it at. I use hydraulic fluid, tranny fluid, old tranny fluid, whatever. It seems to take on rainwater. You just have to keep draining it out the bottom. It's been doing that for 15 years. Anyways, somewhere here on the side, to take some of this crap out of the way, is a cover. You take the cover off, you should be able to slide that front shaft, frontmost shaft, the one with the hole there. There's a set screw on there. You take the set screw off, pull that rail out, and you should be able to change that fork. That's the plan. So we're taking off this heavy duty thing. That's 1.25 inches, 32 millimeters. That bolt comes out, and then this holds the cylinder for the lift for the 3-point hitch. The back bolt comes out the back. It's 1 3/4 inch. Front one's 1 1/4 inch. Back one's 1 3/4 inch. It's down here, as you can see. We broke it with a breaker bar, and then it's a long stud that comes out. So take them out. We had to pull the pin for the cylinder. Anyways, we're just trying to get access. We're taking off stuff that's in the way. So we got this piece off, which is this piece. There's a long stud that comes in from the back, and the bottom bolt. You get that out of the way, and then there's an oval tin plate in there. There's an oval tin plate in there. And behind that, where is it? Where are you? That oval plate is, I think, a 13 millimeter at each end. It's above this crap. Right there, that long slotted plate. Bolt on each end. We take that off, we should be able to slide the shift rail out to change the shift fork. So there's the 3-point hitch cylinder. I had to take the pin out of it, the front pin out, the back pin out. I had to take both hydraulic lines off the top of that 3-point hitch cylinder and slide it back about 4 inches. And then you can see this oval plate. There's the one bolt, and there's the other bolt. That oval plate's coming off right now. We'll see what's going on. Alright, so we got the cover off the side. But now, if you look down through here, this frontmost, my lens must be greasy. This here, there's one with a hole in it right there. Frontmost one, to the left. There's a bolt. It's got a wire going through it. I'm going to cut that wire. I take that bolt out, and that's the top of the shift fork. I take that bolt out. That rod should slide right out the side of the tractor. Put the new shift fork down in there, slide the rod back in. Should be easy peasy. That's a big fat should. Just a little bit of, tad bit of information is that we want to, you can barely see because it's greasy, but there's 5 springs there. There's 5 springs. Underneath the spring is a metal ball. take a magnet and pull that front spring out and pull the ball out that's underneath it. Very important before you slide that shift rail, that metal shift rail out of there. You want to take the detent and ball and spring out. The front spring and ball. Take them out with a magnet. Thank you. Alright, so I took the set screw out of the shift fork. It's a very difficult operation. I took this here set screw out. It has that hole for the wire so it doesn't come loose and fall out. You have to take this all the way out in order for that shift fork to slide off. Very hard to get it out. You have to use a magnet or you'll drop it down in the transmission for sure. So beyond that, I took that off. Now that shift rail is coming out and it's hitting this bracket. So I'm going to take those two 14s out, take this bracket off. I probably have to take this bolt out and bend this piece of tin or cut it out with a torch or whatever. And so that shift rail will slide out and we'll get the shift fork off, put the new one on, and get down the road. And there it is, the broken shift fork. I put a pair of vice grips in there so it didn't fall down when I slid the rail out. I didn't have to cut that out with a torch or anything. I just bent that one bracket out of the way easy. And then here's the broken shift fork. So we'll do the same thing with the pliers and hold the new shift fork down in there. Get it in its groove in the slider shaft there. And then try to put the lock bolt back in. It's very difficult. You can't get your fingers up in there, but it can be done. So it's 95 degrees here in Pennsylvania. Anyhow, I'm working on this tractor. I got the new shift fork on, but here's the rub. Once you get the new fork on, you can't get up front there to start the bolt without dropping it, even with a magnet. So what I did was I cut this 3/4 by, I don't know, 1.5 inch rectangle with a body saw, little body saw, pneumatic body saw, and then a grinder. Right there, a grinder. And then I'll just tap that back down and weld it back in place, silicone, and rev it up. It's a hell of a lot easier than taking this whole plate off. You got to be kidding me. So that's the trick. So now I'm going to put that bolt in and maybe put a piece of wire back through it like it had. Maybe some Loctite, who knows. But yeah, that's how you change the shift fork. And then best way I figured so far. So this is probably the last video. I got see, I'm in a wheelchair and I'm crippled from the neck down and my hands don't work. So if I can do this, you can do this. That's how I got this lever here to push the clutch so I can drive this thing. Anyhow, there's the new shift fork in there with the bolt. I kept tightening and tightening that bolt. I couldn't tell if it was tight. I didn't want to strip it out. I just kept tightening it, and then eventually it come to a stop. So I'm happy with it. So I'm going to put a piece of wire through there, wrap it around the shaft like it was. I washed all this down with brake cleaner real good, and I'm going to drain the whole transmission and water out. This thing's been taking on water for 15 years. I've split this tractor in half twice. Once to put a clutch, once to do the pilot the throwout bearing went out. Throwout bearing went out. I had to split it in half. And anyways, when I put it all back together, well, what a job, man. That's why I'm doing this, because I don't have the ability to split this tractor in half, nor would I want to. So I sealed all this up really professionally good with silicone and everything, and it's still taking on rainwater. So I don't know how you stop that. You have to drain it out once in a while. And when you just drain the water out, and when the water stops coming out, you put the plug back in. So Yeah, wash this down with brake cleaner and done deal. So now you just go in reverse order. This here piece of metal, I'll just tack weld that back in there and then silicone or whatever. Put the ball and spring back in there, or take all these out, scrape it with a razor blade, get it real good. Clean it with brake cleaner, get ready to put the shifter on, silicone that down. And just go in reverse order. That's the trick. Done deal. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Please hit the like button. Yeah, thank you. It's all fixed up. Right there. Running good, shifting good, shift on the fly work. Job well done. It's 4-wheel drive, but all 3 drive shafts are broken in front, so the housing exploded, but they didn't ever leave in a farm. It's a good old tractor. It's so strong. That bucket is so strong. I lifted a 76 Lincoln Town car under the front bumper and stood it straight up and down. So, anyways, I hope that saves somebody some time. You don't have to split the transmission. You don't have to take the whole floor up. Just cut that little rectangle out, and then when you put the shifter back down, it covers half the hole. So then you can just lay that piece of metal right on top of that hole, and it's only like a 1/4 inch gap. Just silicone the crap out of it, and it's good to go. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.